After learning about the lives of wild animals, something that became increasingly clear to me is how indifferent evolution is to suffering. We are all here because genes replicate. All life is here because genes replicate. If we don't play God, who will? Are we supposed to just allow the world to be a place of misery forever? A lot of vegans seem to have a somewhat anti-human view of the world, where we see humans as the bad guys. And we have been the bad guys, like a lot. We do terrible things, but I was thinking about the incredible fact that any of us exist at all. That a replicator came to be, and that this replicator had random mutations during the replication process, with most of these mutations being useless or harmful. But every now and then you get a mutation that increases the probability of replication. These replicators began to develop biological machines to increase the probability of replication. These biological machines developed consciousness. There is someone in there who can experience pleasant things and unpleasant things, because experiencing this seems to somehow increase the likelihood of replication. All of this seems meaningless, with no purpose. Unfortunately, the world is an incredibly unpleasant place for the vast majority of sentient minds inside these replicating machines. And this misery has been going on with no sign of stopping for hundreds of millions of years. And then we come along, and we begin to develop technologies that allow us to shape the world so that it's more pleasant for us. We have been able to use technology to shield ourselves from many of the unpleasant things in nature. But as this technology develops, we also gain the capacity to shape the world so that it's more pleasant for the other sentient beings who live here too. How incredibly lucky is it that some of these biological machines now have the appropriate replicating genes to give them the capacity to actually start making this world better? That's us. We have the cognitive ability to actually start pushing the world into a positive direction. We could create purpose in a world currently ruled by random mutations. We can play God, like we already do when it comes to alleviating human suffering. I mean, what's the alternative? Letting the replicators play God? Let's try to create a better world, but not just for humans. Let's try to shape a more compassionate, less cruel world for all sentient beings.